Yo guys, today I'll be doing a tier list of all the units in anime Vanguards. Yes, all the units, but I just want to say that I skipped some units like rares, epics, and like legendaries that are useless because we
do not care.
And yeah, before we go into the tier list, I just want to say that this is all my opinion, so it is not 100% true to everyone that is watching the video. So yeah, with that, let us get into the video. Alright, so starting off in the D tier, we got, drumroll please. These are the bottom of the barrel, most trashiest unit in the game, mythic wise. Okay, so we got the glorious Naruto, Akaza, Teiin, Obito, Mimi, and Sasuke. All of them are absolute trash, and I believe out of these 6, the worst one here is Naruto. Let's go, give it up for Naruto, guys, for being the worst unit in the game. Can we get a round of applause? So yeah, if you are new and you just pulled like any of these units, yeah, just don't evolve them. They're not worth it. Not much to say about these units. They're all just trash. So yeah, with that, let us move on to the next tier. Alright, so in the C tier we have these units over here, right? These 5 units here. So I'm not gonna really go in depth with these units, but they're all basically kind of trash. Okay, there's not that much of a difference between C and D, but the C people have some use cases. So let me just explain to you some of them, okay? So Okarun, he can reach the lowest SPA in the game currently. Because he can reach the lowest SPA, he can be useful for Sakura because of her passive, you know, where she basically, I don't know how to explain it, but I think you get what I mean. As for the rest, 2 of them are burn units. Sakura for her debuffing ability and this guy for his cosmetic. And yeah, with that, let us move on to the B tier. And alright guys, in the B tier, we have... So, these are the units in the B tier. Now, for my explanation for the units in this B tier, everybody in this tier is mid. Okay, these units can still be used, but just get overshadowed by other units in the game. Igris fell off, he just cost too much to place. His damage is also not that good compared to other units. Uryu would have been lower, but he got buffed, and yeah, he's here. Toju? Yeah, Toju is here because of his ability to move units around, and this can counter some bosses that, you know, don't allow you to sell your units. And yeah, that is the B tier. I don't see good players really gonna use them in the future. With that, let us move on to the A tier. Alright, so in the A tier, we have these units over here in the A tier. Here we go. So, in my opinion, from this tier onwards, the units are actually good, okay? These units, if you get them, I assure you, you will see some use case for them, okay? They're pretty good. I'll go in depth to some of these units, okay? So, first up, we got my glorious king, Vegeta. One of the best starter units currently in the game. And if you are new, I highly recommend you getting Vegeta first. Okay, if you're new, summon for Vegeta. He has 2 very amazing passives, you know, the minus 20% SPA and 100% more damage when hitting a boss. Insane unit. And for the rest of these units, they're just good. They're just good. They do their job. Toji, he has damage reduction, everything. Good unit, but unfortunately kind of fell off a little bit. Sangjinu would have been lower, but his summons now scale based off HP, so that's why he's up here, because he's very good for like infinite game modes and stuff. Choso, full AoE bleed, and we are kind of in a drought for like bleed units currently, so that's why he's up here. So Harukarin and these 3 units are just support units. They're just good. And Crocodile, bro. Now you might be wondering, why is the epic unit all the way up here in the A tier? What y'all don't know about Crocodile is, look at how many units are in this game, okay? There's over like 80. And he's still the only slow unit in this game. Wow, bro. And his slow is insane too. 50% movement speed slow. And it affects the bosses, bro. Crazy support. And that is all I have to say for the A tier. These units are what I consider good. And yeah, let us move on to the good tier. The S tier. Alright, so in the S tier, we have these units over here. All of the units in this tier are all very, very good. They are very close to being Z plus tier, which is the best of the best. And yeah, so first up, Gojo. Gojo is a very good unit. He has full AoE, he does huge damage, and he gains an ability that allows him to time stop enemies within his range. And in this time stop, he gains more damage too. He is immune to status alignments, does good damage, full AoE, honestly. Insane unit. And Sukuna is one of the better DPS units in the game. At his 9th upgrade, as you can see here, he becomes very broken. Not only that, he also has a pretty broken ability, which is domain expansion, which is basically a nuke, and it does a big damage. So yeah, one of the better DPS units, that's why he's up here. Next up, Diavolo Requiem. Yes sir, the first Vanguard of the game. He is honestly more of a support unit, but he does it well. He is a very insane support. Like, look at his ability. His ability gives him more damage, it reverses enemies and removes regen, and it's just a good support ability. Pretty broken actually. And these are his passives, which is also pretty broken. Has 100% dodge rate, and he also has a damage increase. Overall a good unit. And next up, Gilgamesh. My glorious king Gilgamesh. He's also one of the better DPS units in the game. He has a nuke. He does a lot of damage, as you can see here. One of the higher DPS units, and his passives are all very good too, just like Gojo. Immune to status alignments, gets more damage, but the only thing I think that's holding him back is the fact that you cannot get his full potential if you don't have like Saber or Ishtar, you know. And yeah, and other than that, this unit is basically perfect. But the units in Z plus tier are just way too power prepped, which are, I think, better than this guy. And yeah, that is all I have to say for the units in the S tier. They're all very good. Everyone here is useful. And yeah, let us now move on to the meta units, the best of the best. Alright, so these are the units I believe to be the best of the best. Yes sir. I think you can tell based on the units you are seeing from this tier. Many people have said good things about the units in this tier. Alright, so Yamamoto, my glorious king. Although he looks like he belongs to a retirement home, he is one of the strongest units that got added in the Bleach update. Oh my god. And that is why he's the top of this list. By the way, for Z plus tier, I've ordered the units from best to worst, with Yamamoto being number 1 and Yorichi being the least best in this tier. But she's still insane because she's still meta. Anyways, Yamamoto has an amazing passive that summons a skeleton every kill, burns every unit that comes into his range, and overall just a broken unit. And he's just broken, that's why he's here, bro. And yeah, with that we move on to yhwach. Yeah, this unit is broken, bro. I don't know what to say. His passives are all his passives are good, and he's still good now even though he got nerfed. Oh man, Alucard, bro. This guy has been meta since update 0 all the way up to this update, and it will probably be meta forever until someone else replaces him. He's just way too good. Full AoE, bleed, and his wounded passive, bro. He's so good that they had to make a Timu version of him. But yeah, anyways, Alucard is insane. Best support in the game in my opinion, and will probably stay that way for a pretty long time. And for the next two here, Lancer and Archer. They are both insane DPS units. Lancer is useful for his passive where he stops regeneration enemies forever. And Archer is good because of just his amazing DPS, his ability, his passives, and the fact he can get 100% crit and crazy DPS. Next up, we got Sakura and Saber. These units are absolutely broken when they're used together. But I put Sakura above Saber because I think Sakura will be more relevant in the future with her passive. I can see that being used if there's a unit with high attack and very high SPA. Next up, we got Ichigo. This guy just got buffed all the way up. I don't know why he got buffed this much, but yeah, he's insane now. Crazy. Ragnar, you know, this guy's basically a Monarch experience. If you don't have a Monarch and you want to experience how it feels like to have a Monarch unit, yeah, Ragnar, there we go. And yeah, he's broken. Next up, SDEF. SDEF is probably one of the highest DPS in the game. That's why he's up here. Same as Rem and Rom. They're just very good DPS units. She's full AoE as well. Very cool. Lucy. She has one of the greatest passives in the game, nullify passive. This is absolutely insane, and I can see this being used so much in the future. And Yorichi, this is the unit that I think replaced the Vegeta as being the best starter unit. And yeah, I try to explain every unit in this tier because these are the best of the best units. And yeah, I hope y'all agree with my placements here. This is from best to worst. But yeah, that's all I have to say for Z plus tier. These are meta units. These are units people use for leaderboard runs, infinite runs, whatever, right? Peak unit. And with that, we move on to the final tier. Okay, the GOAT tier. Now, this tier is the tier I put in my tier list videos for the top 2 units. Now, you might be wondering, why are there 3 units missing? Well, okay, so 2 units that I believe are top 2 for most people, okay, are Aizen as number 2. As you know, Aizen with his amazing passive, his AoE, whatever, his DPS is probably one of the highest in the game, or if not the highest you can obtain without Monarch, okay? And number 1 for the general people, you know, is Saber. It's Saber. Yeah, Saber. She's insane. Like, look at her passive. Immune to stun, status alignments is decreased by 75%. And she has one of the most broken abilities in the game. Look at this. When I click on this ability, boom, look at her DPS. Skyrockets to 14k, no Monarch. Monarch Saber is absolutely goated and is probably second best Monarch you can get. So this is how the tier list looks like for I think most people, the one that most people will agree upon. But guys, I saved this unit for last. My glorious king, Gogeta. Although this unit, people might put him in still in the Z plus tier, but probably around like Ragnar or like above Ragnar here. I have placed him number 1 in my list. Yes, and the reason for that is because I got in. This unit is absolutely just straight up unbalanced. Okay, he has 24,000 DPS. I forgot to mention, double that DPS because of his second passive, the Monkey King, where he attacks twice. So he has 48,000 DPS. He has infinite range, okay, with his ability. I don't know why they added this. He has infinite range. Yep, the only unit that has infinite range, other than a garbage can. But this unit is absolutely broken, bro. Okay, I can go to rifts and I have played with people with like 3 monarchs and I will still get top damage because of my Gogeta. It is amazing to go into rifts and always get number 1 so I can get ×2 rewards every time. Look at this, I get 68 shards here, and in my best run I got like 90 shards before, but I didn't clip it. I'm just glazing this unit and I don't care. Alright, this is my list. You know what? Yeah, you know what? Hey, Aizen. So yeah, boom, this is the final list that I have. You know, a little bit biasness for Gogeta, you know, but come on, I have to glaze it, man. And yeah, that is the final tier list for me, or no, for the public. This is, but for most of you, you should probably refer to this one instead, where Saber's number 1. And yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and peace.